With the inbound process, we have the arrival of the products to the dock door. You are looking at my screen right now. It's a warehouse layout. At the dock door, we're going to have the people that is going to start the receiving process. During the receiving process, we're going to print a label with this, which is a license plate of the received product. This label is going to help us to group the inventory as well as track the movements that we are going to do with the inventory around the warehouse. Once we got the label, the people at the receiving area is going to do the put away, which is the process to place the products into the bulk locations, as you are looking at the layout. So now I'm going to jump into the system. I would like to remark what are you going to be looking at here. So this is Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations. And also I'm going to use this reflector, which basically it's a reflector of my mobile device, my phone, which has the mobile device active on it. And I'm going to use this CPL printer emulator, which is going to show us the labels that are going to be printed during this process. So let's start with the inbound process. With the inbound process, we're going to start the receiving of this purchase order. So we have a purchase order placed for the vendor fabricant supplier. He's gonna send us a Bluetooth speaker, a CPO device, and a bundle box. The two first items are serialized items, and we are going to receive those serialized items through the mobile device. So let's start with the mobile device. I'm gonna log in to the mobile device with my user. Here, as you can see, we have multiple options where we are going to perform these actions. What we are going to do is the inbound process. So I'm going to start with the inbound next. Then I'm gonna select purchase receive. And here the system is asking me to enter I can scan or enter the PO number. I'm gonna enter the PO number manually. So I'm going to type on my phone 000-00302. Now it is asking me to scan the item number. Here I have the barcodes for my items printed out. So my first item is going to be the speaker, so I'm going to scan this. The mobile device is asking me how many pieces you want to receive. I'm going to tell the system I'm going to receive 5 pieces. Okay, so just need to confirm here that we're going to receive 5 pieces. So now the system is asking us for the serial items that we are going to receive. So here I'm going to scan. I have a scanner connected to my phone. I'm scanning the 5 serial numbers. And now it says work completed. Also, it printed out the first license plate label that we're going to use for the put away process. So now I have the ability to continue scanning items. As you can see here on the top of the reflector, it says item. So I can scan the second item, the second barcode for the item, and start the receiving process for that item. So I'm going to scan the CPO device, S9. Now I have to specify how many pieces I'm going to receive. I'm going to hit 5. Okay. Next, so now it is asking us for the serial numbers. So I'm going to scan the serial numbers here. And now the work is completed and my label is going to be printed. Here we go. On the right side, on the left side, you can see the label just printed. So now I'm going to receive the third item. It's a bundle box. This item is not serialized, so we just enter the quantity here. We confirm that we're going to receive 5 pieces, and it just complete the work. So now I have received my items. Now, once we got the label, the people at the warehouse is going to do the put away. So we are going to do the purchase put away. I select purchase put away, and now I can scan these barcodes with the license plates to start the put away process. So I'm going to start with this one, which is the first label I got. I'm scanning the QR code. There we go. So it is asking, it is telling me, okay, you are picking from the receiving location, which is our dock door, 5 pieces of the Bluetooth speaker. Okay, I'm picking that. Now let's scan the second label. Here, here we go. Oh, sorry. There we go. So it says you are receiving, you're going to put away the item CPO device, 5 pieces as well. So I just confirm it, and now I'm gonna do the put away for my last. Let me cover the barcode, because if not, it can catch it. So now the bundle box. We are going to do the put away for the bundle box. We are doing this put away for the 3 items. So we just finished the scanning of the license plate. I just hit back, and now I tell the mobile device that I'm done. Okay, I'm done with this put away. So now it says you are going to do the put away. Where are you going to put these items into? You're going to put the items into the bulk location 001, which you have multiple items on it, and you receive 15 eaches of the total quantity of the items. So I just confirm this, okay? So now my items are received. I'm going to jump into the system just to show you how does it look like into the on hand. So here are the items. My speaker, it's a serialized. These are the serial numbers I received. This is my bundle box, which is non-serialized, and I have 5 pieces into bulk location, and my refurbished device S9, which are the 5 pieces I just received. So now, as part of this process, we are going to do a movement to the production pick location, where we are going to pick the items from to start the production order. So I'm going to go back to the mobile device. On the mobile device, I'm going to show you the main options. I'm going to hit inventory. Then I'm going to go to movement. Here the system is asking me for license plate or the location, as you can see on the top of the screen. So I can go to my license plates I just printed out and scan the code. So I'm going to start with the bundle box. So I'm going to scan this code. Okay, so it says you're gonna move inventory from bulk 001. Yes. How many pieces? 5. Yes, I want to move everything. So now, where do you want to move it? I want to move this inventory to the production location, which is production pick location, which is my location where I'm going to pick the inventory from. So here I have the barcode, or not the barcode, the QR code for the production pick location. I scan the code, so now it says work completed. If I go back to the on hand and refresh this page, I can see that my bundle box is now at the warehouse, at the location production pick. I have 16 pieces in total. So now I'm going to do the same movement for the device, the CPO device and the Bluetooth speaker. So I'm going to scan the second license plate here. Okay, it says you're grabbing the inventory from bulk 001, 5 eaches, which is the total of the quantity that this license plate has. So I'm gonna confirm it. It is asking me for the serial numbers. So I'm just gonna do a move, complete move of the license plate, where I don't need to scan the serial numbers in order to move everything. So I just can do move license plate, yes. So now it's asking me for the location where I want to move this inventory into. So I'm gonna move it to production pick, all right? So the movement has been done. Now let's do the third. Okay, I'm gonna grab from bulk as well, 5 pieces of the Bluetooth speaker, and I'm gonna do the same movement with the move license plate. So now I confirm the production pick location, and my work has been completed. So now I have everything ready into the production pick location to be consumed from there. So I did this movement manually. However, there is an option in Dynamics 365 where you can do the movements through a replenishment option. So the system can create those work IDs automatically, and it can move the inventory automatically without doing this kind of movements. So now let's jump to the production process. So here in the production process, we're gonna have 3 steps. The first is gonna be the start production order and the release to the warehouse. The second one is gonna be the production pick, which is gonna be basically based on the work ID we created when we released to the warehouse the order. We are going to move the inventory from the production location to the location where we are gonna do the consume of those raw materials. After that, once we have consumed the materials, we are going to do the report as finished and put away process, which is going to be the final step on the production order and the placing of the finished good at the location where we are going to place the finished good. All right, so let's jump back to the system. I have the productions here, the production orders. So I'm going to start this production order, the 410. As you can see here is in the status estimated, and the remaining status is as material consumption. So now I'm gonna go back to the mobile device. I am going to select the production section here. So I'm gonna go back, production, start production start. So here I have the ability to scan a barcode as well, but we are going to type this number. So I'm going to put P000410. All right, it says, okay, you are creating a production order, you are starting the production order 410 with the device S9. Inventory status available and the quantity 5 eaches. So I just confirm this. At this point, the system is generating the work. Okay, it says work completed. It's basically releasing my order, so I'm going to refresh the status here to see the status started. And if I go to the warehouse and work details, I'm going to see the work that it was created for the consumption. So basically, this is the work that the people at the floor is going to receive and start to work with it. So the people at the floor is going to grab this work ID, USMF-00396, and he's going to do the movement from production pick location to the location 002, where we are going to consume the raw materials. So now, let's jump to the mobile device again, and let's do the production pick step. So here on the options, I have production pick. I'm gonna enter the work ID manually as well, USMF dash 000-396. Okay, so it is asking me if as you can see here, it is asking me for the bundle box, 5 eaches, and it's telling me, okay, go to the production pick location. This step is to confirm that we are picking the inventory from the proper location. So what the people at the warehouse has to do is he has to go to the location, scan the location, and confirm that he's grabbing the inventory from that location. Okay. So the next raw material to pick is the Bluetooth speaker here. So I have to go back to the location, scan the location, and now it is asking me for the serial numbers that I'm going to consume with this production. So I'm going to consume the serial numbers that I just entered with the receiving process. And finally, it is asking me to grab the CPO device. If I don't know what's exactly the item that this is asking me to pick, so I can go back and hit details, and here it is telling me production location, production pick, my target license plate, which is my item that I should grab. So now I'm gonna go back to the tasks. I have to scan the production pick location to confirm, and now I'm gonna do the scan of the serial number that I'm gonna grab. All right, so my work has been completed. My consumption has been done, so I'm gonna go back to the system here. I'm going to refresh the work ID here. It is closed, everything is closed. So now I can just post my picking list, and this is gonna change the status on the production order to remain the status as report as finished. So at this point, I can report as finished my production. So now I'm gonna go back to the mobile device, and in this process, we have a label printed out as soon as we finish the production order. So let me put this on the top. I'm gonna go back here on the mobile device, cancel. I'm going to select RAF and put away option. So now it is asking me for the production ID. The production ID is going to be P000410, done. So it's telling me, okay, you are producing 5 pieces, 5 eaches, yes. This is the license plate generated with this production. And this is going to place inventory into the LP001 location. As you can see here on the left side of the screen, the production label just got printed, and that label is going to help us to move the inventory from LP001, this location, to the location, to the picking location where we are going to pick the inventory from to fulfill the order. So I just confirm this. Work completed. Now, to finalize our production order, we just hit end. Okay, and my production has been finalized. So if I go to the on hand here, I will show my device S9 produced into the LP locations. These locations are license plate control. I don't want these locations to be license plate control because it makes my process more a little bit slow. So I'm gonna move the inventory from LP001 to PL011, which is the picking location. So to do this, we're going to go back to the mobile device here. I'm going to go to inventory here, movement, and I'm gonna do the same. So I'm going to scan the license plate, this license plate. Let's see. Hold on, let me hide this. Yeah, there we go. It is asking me for the serials. I'm gonna move everything, so I don't need to specify the serials. So just scan the location. Here is my location. But this one has a check digit, so I'm gonna type it instead. PL. I'm gonna tell you about the check digit later. So now my movement has been completed. Now my inventory is into the picking location. Here is, and these are the numbers I just produced, the serial numbers, 140, 141, 142, 143, and 139. So now this is the process for the production. Now let's see the process that we're going to have with the outbound process. So with the outbound process, we have a sales order that is placed from our customer. This order reserve inventory. After the reservation, we can create the sales order release to the warehouse, which is the creation of the work ID, which is going to dictate to the user where should they have to go to grab this inventory from. So as soon as we create the work, we can start the picking process, and during the picking process we are going to get a label, which is the label that is going to help us to do the load order to the truck. So let's jump to the system now. I have my sales order here. This is my sales order. It's asking me for 2 devices. So I am going to release to the warehouse this order. Release to warehouse. It is going to create the work ID here, so I can check the work details in here. Here's my work ID, and these are the actions that the user has to perform. So he has to go to the location PL011, scan the location, and grab 2 items from there. After that, he has to go to he has to place the box into the staging location. The staging location in this case is going to be our conveyor, where we are going to place the box to pack it. And as soon as we finish the package of this box, we're going to scan the work ID again with the label that we are going to print on this process, and we are going to do the load to the truck. So I'm going to go back to the mobile device here. I'm going to select the outbound process, so I'm going to go back, outbound. Here I have the sales picking process. I can scan this one as well, but I will enter the work ID manually. USMF dash 000399. Done. Okay, as you can see here on the mobile device, it is asking us for a CD. What does that mean? It means that I have to scan, the user has to scan the check digit for the location. He cannot enter the location as it's in here, like typing just PL0011, because this is a checkpoint to allow us to avoid problems with inventory, grabbing inventory from the location that we shouldn't be grabbing the inventory from. So now I'm going to scan the check digit of this. Okay, it went through, and now I have to scan the serial numbers. So I'm going to scan the serial numbers that I just created, which are the serial numbers for my my finished good. So now it says, okay, you're gonna put this inventory into the stage location, which is the conveyor. Okay, I just confirm it, and now my work is completed. So now once we finish the packing of the order, we can jump to the next step, that is the loading to the truck. This is the label that we just got from the first picking process with the sales picking. So I'm going to scan this work ID to create the sales loading. So I'm gonna select sales loading. Here I'm going to scan the work ID, and it's telling me, okay, you have to grab the inventory from the stage. Yes. I'm not gonna scan anything else. I can scan multiple work orders here, but I'm not gonna do that. So I'm just gonna tell the system, okay, I'm done with this. And it says, okay, you're done, so you have to put this on the bay door, which is the loading to the truck. So I just confirm it, and this is completed now. So now the sales order, my work is closed, and the sales order can be ship confirmed, and it can be delivered, or we can post the packing slip for this order. So these are the three main processes that we handle with warehouse management in Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations. We ended up doing this presentation, so now I'm just gonna do a recap of what we saw on this webinar. We checked the inbound process where we got the label printed from the system. That label helped us to do the put away. Then we did the production process where we picked the inventory that we procured during the inbound process. We reported as finished our production, and we did a put away of the finished good. And finally, we did the outbound process where we picked the order, we picked the inventory, sorry. We printed the label, and that label helped us to do the loading onto the truck process. Any questions?
Hey Ricardo, Brad here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, good. We did get one question during the webinar. Is it possible to segregate user permission for the mobile devices?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, you can allow the access to the users to certain parts of the options that we showed in the mobile device. So you can segregate the permissions based on the activities that they perform at the warehouse.